And it is time for race number 7 on the IORA Cup Series season. Right now it is Chase Schaefer, top of the charts. We are here at Phoenix. It is not a championship decider. With 5 minutes remaining, it's almost time to see who's going to be able to take home the checkered flag here in the 7th race of the 3rd season in IORA competition. Been a great season so far. Chase Schaefer looking to get his first win on the year, having some strong runs in the trucks, and last week at Watkins Glen just not able to capitalize late, looking to get that done, however, in this race. And it's going to be a great one to watch. The driver of the 99 machine, he is on the thumbnail for tonight's event, and it's no shock that beautiful monster designs machine is top of the charts, making a great performance right now with the default setup, as it appears that Phoenix was not able to have a custom setup for tonight's event. And a little bit of a controversy when it came to the drivers deciding on that one, but nonetheless, that's how it goes going into tonight's showcase. Michael Cormettis in the second position, or rather the position, is in the 025 machine, the Red Bull. Going to be back at it again, this time in an orange color for the Red Bull energy drink. And right now, second on the charts for the 54 machines. Now, closest rival when it comes to distance on track, 4 1,000ths of a second separate the 54 and Cormettis. When it comes to lap time, third on the charts, Sean Conklin is, and Jackson Carr is in fourth right now, not on the racetrack. Doesn't appear this paint scheme is loading. The Sirius XM machine of Joseph Armstrong goes to the high side right there, going to get on Vincent Guecci and makes the pass on the outside. Armstrong looking for a strong run this season, not able to find one so far in the going. He's had some good runs early, but not able to capitalize, involved in numerous wrecks so far. Not able to keep himself at the front, or rather, not able to get himself to the front, where he's generally able to stay on top. Looking to be able to do so here tonight. James Thurston, 6th on the charts, and Vincent Guecci is in 7th, with a Walker in position number 8. Corey Lawless is in 9th right now, and rounding at the top 10, it is River Page in number 10 spot, 24 machine. Chase Schaefer leading the way with 3 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. Begin to wonder who's going to be able to be the favorite for this race. Schaefer looking good so far, but a lot of time in practice and qualifying don't count out. Michael Cormettis making a great run so far in practice, of course, and Max Molina, who is just not onto the track, 38th lap of practice for him, sits 11th right now, as we have an 18-car field looking to compete and do battle once again in the 1 mile oval in Phoenix, Arizona. Jackson Carr not on his way just yet. Armstrong, however, he is. Thurston with a Dale Earnhardt throwback is, in fact, on pit road, and I believe that there's some history that goes on between Chase Schaefer and James Thurston to have caused that. We'll get into that more as the race goes on, but certainly an incident came out last night, not in the FORL Cup Series where they generally race, but in another league, and that might be the reason for James Thurston's sudden switch to a Chevy Camaro and not a Ford Mustang for the first time this season. The 96 machine, usually sponsored by Haas, is repping good wrench here tonight, and looks to get onto the track and wreck it immediately. Aiden Walker getting right by, gets it into the wall, and the 2 machine gonna follow as well, with Joseph Armstrong now on pit road. The 48 of John Smith making what I believe is his 2nd start of the year, and in the season, trying to get another strong run, was able to run very well at Watkins Glen. Seen a lot of debutants in IORA come from Watkins Glen, and another successful one on the night that we saw. Watkins Glen set the stage for IORA, and John Smith looking to do one more here in Phoenix. Heather Camera returns, and Braxton Whitaker right now 14th on the charts with the Braxtech sponsorship back once again for a full-time campaign in this series. Guecci on his way in the 09 machine, backing it down to the inside line, coming through the 3rd turn to the Geico restart zone. And here he goes again, Guecci does. It's a matte black finish for that 09 machine. You can tell how different it is when it comes to reflection on the paint compared to every other driver. For reference, how about Chase Schaefer right now? It is not as flat, so to speak, when it comes to the design, and you can see that Aiden Walker right now running a more glossy design, especially on the hood with the Beckman Design sponsorship. Nice contrasting elements for the 93 machine. He's 8th on the charts right now. And he's going to send it right into Sean Conklin. And it looks like Conklin now top of the charts with 43 seconds remaining. Last chance for Schaefer to get it done. Looks like he won't. It's going to take a driver who's still racing through this track to do so, but it looks like we don't have many of those drivers. They are few and far between. Michael Grometis is on his way, but with 3/10 of an advantage, it looks like Sean Conklin might be able to get this one done in practice and bring the momentum into qualifying. He's not on the racetrack just now. It looks like a lot of drivers are not on the racetrack. John Smith going to go on his way. Heather Cameron not going to. Braxton Whitaker going to be coming out right now with 10 seconds to go. Not sure if they're going to be able to make it even to the start-finish line, and I don't believe it will be possible. Cooper Nash going to wreck just out of frame there in the 55 machine, but it's going to be left up to the driver of the 54 and Sean Conklin to lead the way in practice. Let's get on to qualifying now in Phoenix. It is go time. Let's see who gets that coveted pole position. And how about that for the driver of the 54? Let's see whether he can get it done in style in qualifying the way we saw him do so in practice. And the 54 machine back on his way. Roe Perry Motorsports having a great season so far. And Sean Conklin, the dominator of the season, entering tonight. We're going to show the point standings on your screens because it shows how dominating the driver that 54 machine has been, as stated beforehand. And apologies, that is a different set of point standings. That is actually from a race beforehand. And we are going to load up your current point standings right now because it appears they've been wiped out for just a moment. Nonetheless, here they go. And Sean Conklin, as you can see once again, with 3 wins on the year, is dominating this season and making a great run while he's at it. Let's see if we can get it done once again in qualifying because he's making a dominating performance of this season so far as Vincent Guecci goes to the top of the charts early on here with just about 3 minutes remaining on the charts. Actually 3.5 minutes remaining. Only so much time for any driver to get it done, as Sean Conklin's going to go 4th on the charts right now. Verpage is up to position number 3. And Page on his way once again to the RPM Designs machine. And looking to get it done in style. He's going to drift it, and that's going to end his qualifying run. Not the way he wants to have it done. Guecci up to 2nd. Conklin going around last time by, gets it very close to the outside wall, and that's going to put Conklin top of the charts by 14 thousandths of a second over the just finished Jackson Carr. Very close pole battle so far. Let's see who's going to be able to continue this contention, as we have a few drivers hitting the track for the first time here tonight, and one of them is Alexander Balderas in the 95 machine. And Balderas going to be able to put it in 11th on the charts right now. How do we go on board with the driver who is in that 95 machine? And the nose camera going to show that Balderas going to wreck it out of the turn, and that's going to end his qualifying run. 11th, the best he's going to be able to do. Alex Anderson looking to put one up better. As you can see, there he went on your screen. Max Molina up to 9th. And as we say that, it is 9 o'clock on the East Coast, or rather, in an hour's time, it will be. It's 8 o'clock on the East Coast to be exact, and the 07 machine is on his way in the Gamebridge Toyota Shades. For Colton Herta, as he drifts it across the line, that's going to be the end of his qualifying run. Balderas, best he can do is 12th. Joseph Armstrong on his way. Chase Schaefer is as well looking to get that pole position. It looks like right now Conklin front row with Jackson Carr. 1 minute and 52 seconds remain to see who's going to be able to get it done. And let's see if we have a new pole position sitter at the end of this qualifying session. Balderas knocked down to 13th. Schaefer going to put it in the 3rd spot there. And that's going to settle it for the driver of the 99 machine, as it looks like Balderas still on the racetrack, going to back it into the end of pit road. And still backing it in. Looks like Balderas going to be 14th on time. 2 drivers have yet to qualify, as the driver of the 95 machine is still on the racetrack, waiting to see whether or not he's going to get off of it. We'll find out, perhaps in a moment's time, as you can see from the interior of the 95. He is still backing it in, back and forth. Joseph Armstrong is on his way, but it looks like the best he can do is the 6th position here tonight. Loaded up his car once again, but nothing more he can do. And hopefully, we're going to be seeing him up front once again and might be able to capitalize on it this time by the driver of the 20, hoping to do so, the 020 machine. And how about that? That is going to settle the score in qualifying. 2 drivers have yet to go out, and those 2 are Cooper Nash and Heather Cameron. Hopefully, we'll be seeing those drivers out in just a moment's time because we don't see them out just yet. Unfortunate circumstance, but we will hope to see them as the race begins in just a few moments. Let's get on to the show now because qualifying is wrapping up, and I do believe we have our pole position sitter, barring an upset. But it looks like an upset will not come, and it's going to be left up to the driver of the 54 machine, and Sean Conklin, your pole position sitter to start the night in style. It's the 54, and that's qualifying for you. Let's get on to the racing affair here in Phoenix, Arizona. It's going to be a great one to watch. Let's get to the show. It's going to be an excellent one for every single one of these drivers. 100 laps, 100 miles here in Phoenix to settle the score amongst one another. And it's going to take a lot from every one of these drivers. An incredibly competitive field as Chase Schaefer loaded up right now. Jackson Carr has as well. But the front row now appears to be despawned in its entirety. John Conklin now loaded in, and this is the majority of your field on your screen. Let's go through your starting grid. The blimp cam in effect, but no movement, so it's not going to be able to move around just yet. And how about that? Let's get on to it. It looks like the starting grid going to be set by the top 2 drivers in the front row, and that's exactly how it's going to go. It's going to be the driver of the 54 machine and Sean Conklin in the top of the charts in qualifying. That was the results page, but here's your starting grid in its entirety. Conklin going to lead the way over Jackson Carr in second. And that is your front row. How about we get to our 3rd position driver in Chase Schaefer there, just behind the driver of Sean Conklin and looking to get one done himself. As it looks like the 99 machine not on his way just yet. Michael Cormetis in 4th, and Max Molina is in the 6th spot, or rather the 5th, as Joseph Armstrong just in front of him. And now behind him in the 6th spot, Vincent Kowechi and Aiden Walker in 7th and 8th, while the drivers of James Thurston and River Page round out your top 10. And Sean Rowe and Alex Anderson are in the 11th and 12th positions, followed by Corey Lyles, Alexander Balderas in 13th and 14th, and Braxton Whitaker and John Smith are the last few drivers to qualify on time here, as the next one up is Cooper Nash qualifying on iRating, and Heather Cameron qualifying on iRating as well. That rounds out your entire field here tonight, 18 cars strong, looking to get into the first lap and only lap of pacing before we get to the green flag affair here in Phoenix. And it's going to be a great one to watch. Pace truck is on its way. Let's get to the show. Go time from Phoenix, coming in just a lap from now. Conklin, he is leading the way once again. He's had 3 wins on the year, putting together an absolutely championship-worthy season so far, just over a quarter of the way through, 7 rounds in on 24 total, and everyone's wiggling the tires as best as they can. Sean Conklin, part of this ordeal, and the pace car is going to be diving in quite early. This was originally the front straightaway for Phoenix Raceway. It's not anymore, but the driver is taking it as seriously nonetheless. This is the final opportunity to get your tires ready and get ready for the race ahead of you. And 100 miles, a triple-digit threat to settle this one. It's Conklin on the inside and Jackson Carr on the outside. For the first time tonight, we are green from Phoenix. Let's get the show on the road. And Chase Schaefer going to make a bonsai move down to the inside line. He's not going to be able to make it stick. We are 3, we are 4 wide as this race is just getting underway. Kowechi going to go 3 wide there with Armstrong. And Kowechi's going to be right around. We got one in the back, and it's a yellow flag first lap of the race. Kowechi saved it. Corey Lyles did as well, but Balderas and Heather Cameron are in the back of the pack already. Let's get a replay on the matter. We saw a few drivers who looked to have gone around on the first lap. Very loose condition for every one of these guys as the race just begins. And let's get an instant replay once again. It looks like one of the drivers to go very, very loose was Vincent Guecci. And here we go. Let's get that instant replay onto the matter and see what just happened. James Thurston actually goes to the high side there. As you can see, River Page is involved here. And you can see it was an incident with Alex Anderson touching Anderson first, then getting into Sean Rowe, then drifting around. Everyone appears to save it. Minor contact there for River Page. And then Corey Lyles, who gets contact multiple times over. Vincent Guecci more or less saves it immediately, as he's still 6th on the charts right now. And as you can see, we're just able to drift it off into the apron, and with the caution saving him, he didn't lose many positions, if any at all, due to scoring loops. And that's going to recover his placement quite well. Joseph Armstrong already coming into pit road following that first lap. A good majority of these guys are not on pit road 3 laps into this 100-lap race. And Conklin looking to get it done in style for the driver of that 54 machine. Incredibly competent performance he put up last week at Watkins Glen, but still one of his worst on the season, and that is a testament to the incredible consistency the 54 machine has had up front. No matter what, nobody appears to be faster than Sean Conklin. And Jackson Carr in the 2nd spot, looking to prove that he still has the winning talent, looking for his first win on the season. And whether or not he's able to get it depends on how he performs in this race, of course. Whether or not he can best the driver in front of him in Sean Conklin. 3 laps into this one, and it's still anyone's race. Chase Schaefer is in 3rd, Michael Cormetis in position number 4, James Thurston in 5th, and Vincent Guecci in the 6th spot. In the 7th round of this championship hunt, River Page appears to be out on the racetrack just before getting lapped. Alexander Balderas, no such luck. He's got a lot of front end damage, and that's going to send him down to the 17th spot. River Page is in 16th, and Corey Lyles is in 15th. Sean Rowe, 14th. John Smith has already caught up to the pack. Sean Rowe going to be the next driver to do so. Looks like he took some minor optional damage, and River Page was able to do so as well. They are not detrimentally impacted. But Alexander Balderas on this channel appears to be starting what he finished last night once again. First incident, he's involved, and he's taken an awful lot of damage repair early on. 1 lap down, 4 laps in. And it's go time once again for these drivers here at Phoenix. Conklin going to lead him through one more time. Lap 4 of 150. And we are green again here from Phoenix. It's double file once again, and Chase Schaefer on the rear end of Conklin. Big time. Going to make it 3 immediately as we have one on the wall. Big time. Not sure who it is. Joseph Armstrong appears to have been involved in that one. We got some smoke, and it's Heather Cameron. Destroyed an axle, and immediately as this race began, Joseph Armstrong getting to the back end there and turns Heather Cameron. Absolutely. Single car incident, but it's going to be the destruction of the 17 machine. Axle broken. That car is dilapidated, and that car is 1 lap down. And wow, what a performance by these guys so far as Conklin leads the way, and that's going to be Jackson Carr spinning. Big time incident. Jackson Carr around 2nd caution of the night. Carr looks to have had a freak incident immediately, and we are not sure what just happened. We are going to find out immediately. Going to get a replay. Coming up to the high side of the track, it looks like he got loose on the apron and blinked immediately and might have just alt-F forward and exited the cockpit of that car, and he's going to be coming back to the race with a free fast repair. Not sure if that's going to be allowed by the drivers of IORA and the admin team there, but that appears to be what just happened, and we are not sure what occurred. We're going to try to get an onboard view because he wrecked with full control of that car. No contact, maybe netcode, but we'll find out. Simply looks like he lost control, and we had another incident as soon as that occurred. Let's find out what that was about, because John Smith was involved in that as well. And Smith coming up high on the racetrack, and it looks like he might have just lost in the exact same spot. Yes, he does. Turns it around. Alex Anderson going to be involved as well. But off the screen, Anderson was able to put it into the wall. He is still doing fine. And Braxton Whitaker actually appears to be drifting it. And not sure whether or not he did that by accident, but you can see a big drift. Keeps it together. River Page just beside him. And the majority of the field is still all right, but a big-time incident for the driver of Heather Cameron. Big-time incident for Jackson Carr, who's already disconnected as soon as he was going around. His car should be intact when he gets back, but that's one of the inaccuracies of simulation racing you can't avoid, unfortunately. How about that? For the driver of the 54 machine to watch his rival in this race so far disconnect just before his eyes. And that settles the score for Jackson Carr. And we'll see whether or not he returns. Heather Cameron on pit road. Alexander Bolaris 5 laps down, taking an extensive repair. And John Smith just under 1 lap down as the drivers are slowly but surely getting to the pit road exit. And when they do, that's going to put Smith 1 down for certain, but he gets out immediately once again. We have a lucky exit for a driver and John Smith on his way. Sean Conklin leading the way over the remainder of this one. Max Molina in 7th, Whitaker in 8th, and Corey Lyles in 9th. Joseph Armstrong rounding out the top 10. This should be a quick yellow, but it doesn't look like it will be. Lap 9 of 100. We will not be having a shortened yellow flag period. And that is going to settle the score. Second caution, Alexander Bolaris is out on track. And he's going to be pushing to the limit to get those laps back. 5 down as it looks like he's going to cheese the tire there. Trying to get a little bit of speed out of it. And the throttle graphics and designs machine appears to have every bit of damage repaired again. And using this time effectively to get back on the lead lap and put himself in winning contention once more. And Conklin over Schaefer, over James Thurston, and this is an important time to mention what's going on between Chase Schaefer and James Thurston. Last night, Thunderstorm League of Racing All-Star Race for $50. It was Thurston and Schaefer battling full send there with the new Atlanta configuration in the car tomorrow, so they were heading upwards of 220 miles an hour in the fastest cars on iRacing and one of the fastest tracks on iRacing as well. Coming to the line, Thurston and Chase Schaefer in an altercation, and as a result, I believe the intimidation tactic being used by James Thurston as he was the losing end of that race. At the losing end of that race, Chase Schaefer winning the $50 bonus, but Thurston looking to get it done once again for himself. And he's ready to intimidate Chase Schaefer by any means necessary. We'll see whether or not that is merely coincidence or whether or not that is the case that has brought us the 96 machine using a Chevrolet Camaro. Well, usually he's using a Mustang like his perhaps new rival in Chase Schaefer. Conklin going to lead him for the 3rd time tonight in 10 laps. Let's get back to the action. We are green again from Phoenix. Schaefer, monster start there on the Monster Designs machine, and Thurston's going to send them side by side, 3 wide for the race lead immediately. Let's see if we can make it a full lap this time by. Thurston's going to have the advantage over Schaefer. Conklin going to have the advantage. It's 3 wide for the race lead. No contact just yet. And they're keeping it dead even side by side for position number 1. First time we're going to be able to get to the green flag following a restart, and Conklin's going to be able to get it done. As Schaefer not going to be able to hang on as Michael Cormenes takes it down to the inside, and Michael Cormenes is going to wreck big time just after the first lap. Cormenes loses it in style, and everyone's destroyed. Big one here at Phoenix. What an incident. 15 seconds. We're going to send it back and find out what just happened once again. And the big one here at Phoenix. An incredible situation. And let's find out what happened. Cormenes goes down to the inside, and it looks like he's trying to make an aggressive maneuver, bottoms out on the apron and sends it into Aiden Walker, gets into Molina, Lyles, Braxton, Whitaker. And the back half of the field is going to come in as well. Alex Anderson goes around. Alexander Bolaris is going to be able to slow down just enough to avoid it. Lyles gets into John Smith, gets into Alex Anderson. Sean Rowe involved. No, he is not. Aiden Walker definitely is. River Page, absolutely. And a majority of the field impacted in that one. Thurston leads the way now This is going to barely get it due to scoring looping. How about that? Your front row, Thurston and Schaefer. Sean Conklin, position number 3. And this is your 4th caution in 13 laps. Surely these guys are going to have to pull it together one way or another. But as it stands, not able to do so. Any of these drivers are. And once again, under yellow. Vince Guecci in 4th position right now. Max Molina in position number 5. Armstrong 6th. Whitaker 7th. And River Page in the 8th spot, while Michael Cormetis is in 9th. And how about that in the 10th spot? It is Aiden Walker. And he is rounding out the top 10, and he is returned once more, as the driver of the 93 machine is on his way for certain. John Smith, position number 11. Alex Anderson is in 12th. And Sean Rowe is in 13th, as the majority of the field has caught up, and now we are double file once again. Coming to the Geico restart zone. Here we go again. Green flag led by Durston and Schaefer. Double file. We are getting back at it. Side by side. Conklin's going to try to get that lead again, but he's not going to get any run. Molina down to the inside line. We're almost 3 again, but it's going to be double file with Conklin down in 2nd on that inside line, and now in 1st on the inside line on the 2nd row. He's 3rd overall nonetheless. Chase Schaefer is your leader. He's going to get it over James Thurston for now. Guecci in the 4th spot. Armstrong in position number 5. Max Molina in 6th, and River Page is in 7th. We've gotten through yet another clean lap of racing. Let's see whether or not we're able to do it one more time. Thurston going to be sending it to the high line, and it looks like Schaefer going to be able to counteract it on the inside. Double file once more. The 96 beating out the 99, and Sean Conklin looking to pick up the spoils alongside Vincent Guecci side by side. They're going to take Chase Schaefer for a ride. Thurston's going to lead that one. Getting underway with our first green flag run of the night. 17 laps into this one. And it's a 4-car battle. Guecci at the tail end of it. John Conklin side by side, and Conklin's going to lose an awful lot of spots. Armstrong's going to get to him. Guecci lost a lot of momentum, and now it's going to be Joseph Armstrong going for position number 4. And it looks like Slicky Ricky saying, watch this in perspective. Holy cow, we're going to be able to check it on the next restart. John Smith around. This might just bring out yet another yellow. It looks like it will not. Single car incident. Got to thank Ethan Dwelly stopping in chat as well. Thank you both for stopping by. Greatly appreciated. And here's what just happened to John Smith as we just caught it on the corner of our screen. Gets loose off of the front straightaway there, and nobody collects him. Looks like Aiden Walker actually went down and almost collected him. And he knew that the driver of the 48 machine was spinning, but no caution, as it's still led by Chase Schaefer, and now your new race leader, of course, of James Thurston. Heather Cameron going to stick to the high line as we are double file in the middle pack right now, and it looks like Vincent Guecci, Sean Conklin still fighting as hard as ever for position number 4, as if they're fighting for the lead. They're doing a great job at it right now, but Heather Cameron going to have to move one way or another. These guys are using 2 lanes. It looks like we're going to have to see a third become a possibility for Cameron, as it's going to be go big, go home for these drivers on the lead lap, but it's go home for certain for the lap cars. When it comes to joining these battles, Cameron looking to have the pace to set a gap between Armstrong, Schaefer, and Thurston, just in between your top 3 drivers now. And Underdog Racing Podcast coming to the chat saying hello. Thank you for stopping by as well. We hope you enjoy. A lot of underdogs in the field tonight, but certainly the best of the best leading here as well. The 96 and 99 of Thurston and Schaefer. Big time movement there for Michael Cormetis. That's going to send him down the running order all the way down to 6th. Fights with Guecci for 5th, and he's going to move Vincent right into Heather Cameron. Cameron's going to get a little bit of contact, but Cameron fights back. And Cormetis gets the spot. River Page comes to pick up the spoils as well. Max Molina on his way in the midst of the battle. Lap 21 of 100. We are underway, and we are surely going to be green for a little longer at the very least here in Phoenix. The show is on its way. On the road, James Thurston still leads it over Chase Schaefer by just about a second's worth. Now a half second's worth as Armstrong. A lot of pressure from Sean Conklin. Let's see what he can do with it. As we watch Joseph Armstrong's on-board camera, you can see a good majority of the field. Not a lot of grandstands in sight here in Phoenix Raceway. And backing it down once again, Conklin knows that any mistake from the driver, the 020 machine here, could mean that he gets to position by default. Just has to hold on and see whether or not he's capable of doing just that. Down to the inside line once again, coming up to the front straightaway. And you can see Conklin is holding steady right beside the driver he's battling for third with. Goes down to the inside line there. Conklin's going to make it a double final affair, and it looks like now Sean Conklin leads this battle for third. Armstrong gets up to the rear bumper, but he can do nothing of it so far. And from Armstrong's perspective, you can see Conklin simply has the speed coming into the corners, and he gets it again coming off of the corners. And he's going to be able to pull away so long as Armstrong doesn't use the tactics he has. As we are just about a quarter of the way through this one. And Armstrong looking to make the move as Michael Cormetis fights as well. And it looks like Armstrong's going to be passed once again, this time by Michael Cormetis. How about that from the driver of the 025 machine getting by the 020. 25 now, it's going to be just about 26 laps through. James Thurston still on his way, leading by 0.6 of a second over Chase Schaefer. Thurston looking to get back-to-back wins in the next gen, perhaps going for a multi-streak of wins. Alexander Balderas having a peculiar incident there. We're not sure what's going on, but we're going to try to get a replay because it looks like he was backing down pit road and missed the entry. And that's absolutely what it looks like to us, but we don't know. It looks like he just might have lost it overall, and he's still on his way, but not going at full pace. That is for certain. Something looks to be up with the driver of the 95 machine, and it's something that he can't fix immediately. John Smith going to go down on pit road right now, but Thurston leads over the remainder of the field thus far. Page, Goetzky, side by side, no contact just yet. Aiden Walker getting into the mix, and so is Alex Anderson. Trying to split him three for the first time here tonight. Lap 28 of 100. And Anderson involved in a 5-car mix-up. He's right in the middle of two pairs of two wide action. Aiden Walker down and out. He is out of this battle. That is for certain. Up front, River Page there as well. Alex Anderson just in front of the side-by-side battle now between Vincent Goetzky and Max Molina. Goetzky appears to have some worn-out tires. Alex Anderson having the newest tires in this battle. He's got a 16-lap-old set. As Goetzky going to be sent down to the 11th position. Not having a fun time there as he is losing more and more spots as this run goes on. Anderson, however, making the most of it in that 67 machine. Impressive job for the Focus Factor 67, the Ford Mustang, and not the Chevy Camaro like it is in real life. As we've got Vincent Goetzky around, no contact. Now there is contact, but no caution, as that was a single car spin. We're going to get a replay on that one, however. As you can see, he drifts up the track. Yellow flag is out. Lap 30, Sean Conklin appears to be involved in this one, and yes, he is. Big wreck! Armstrong involved, and Braxton Whitaker is going to get spun on. He's not going to be happy about that one. That was quite the incident. Instant replay going to be sent into effect once again. Conklin battling with Michael Cormetis. Let's get the up-top camera and see what it's all about. And when Cormetis gets onto the outside line, you can see, Conklin gets into Cormetis. Taps him around. Looks like Michael Cormetis gets a double tap. Makes it that much harder to save. Armstrong gets involved as he gets onto the apron. Cormetis looks to have saved it. Armstrong does not look to have saved it. He gets into Aiden Walker, scrapes him there, and Braxton Whitaker, with nowhere to go, is going to get involved in this one, and watch it from his perspective. Nothing he could have done there. Either go into the pit road barrels or go into the driver of that 54. And no good outcome nonetheless. Whitaker going to watch as Armstrong spins it around just in front. Conklin does as well, and it's going to be Conklin who makes contact with that 51 machine at 32 laps in, out of 100. And once again, this is your 5th caution of the night. And Cormetis looks to be timing and scoring's official leader. That is now the case. But only for so long, as Chase Schaefer is going to go on pit road, as Cormetis already did pit following that incident. And that will give him a timing and scoring advantage. His stint is 1 lap old. And Schaefer coming out of pit road right now, it appears very long pit road exit. He is on his way once more. With Alex Anderson now timing and scoring's leader. Let's watch that race off of pit road. Everyone's entered. Now let's see who exits. You can see right now Heather Cameron on the way in the Brad Keselowski inspired machine. Cormetis looks to be the one who's going to be able to get it done. Let's find out whether or not that's the case, and it looks like it is. Live timing and scoring just had a little bit of a blip out there, and it's going to be Alex Anderson, my apologies, getting it over the remainder of the field with River Page in second, Thurston third, Schaefer fourth, Sean Rowe fifth, and then Aiden Walker in position number 6. John Conklin in 7th, Braxton Wicker in 8th, Joseph Armstrong is in the 9th spot. Now going to be passed twice over to go into position number 11. And that's going to end out your top 10 with Armstrong falling out of it. Cormetis being placed in swap outs. And let's see whether or not that's going to determine anything as the race goes on. 33 laps out of 100 so far. Let's try to get a long run in for the first time here tonight. Anderson leading over River Page. The third of the way complete. We've got 2/3 to settle it overall. Let's see who's got the test of time. Or rather, who can stand the test of time as the night goes on. "34 laps is the distance we've gone so far. Alex Anderson leading over River Page right now. Double file once again. The 24 machine on his way. And it looks like it's going to be a second row this time of James Thurston and Chase Schaefer with 2 drivers in front. We'll see how clean they play. As the night goes on, it's going to be a change of pace throughout the entirety of this one. Let's get to the show. Led by the 67 for the first time tonight. Pace truck is already in. And let's see who can go from there. Who's got the pace to determine the victory? Anderson and Page locking sides there. Contact just a bit. It shouldn't mean all too much. We will be on our way once again. From Phoenix Raceway, we are green, led by Alex Anderson and River Page in second, James Thurston in fourth, and Chase Schaefer in position number 4. They're 4-5 wide to start this one. Conklin going to make a bonsai move, gets all the way up into 3rd position from a major restart. Impressive job there, but the job's not done. Still has to fight as Chase Schaefer is going to get the momentum on the middle of the track and claw him down. Thurston clearing the way second, but it's Alex Anderson leading for the first time tonight under the green flag condition. 35 laps through, a lot of drivers in contention. The race is on, and nobody's out of it just yet. Conklin, Page, side by side, and River Page is not giving up just yet. The highest he has ran all night long. Looking to get it done all the way through, as it looks like it's going to be double file side by side. Sean Rowe in the mix with Vincent Guecci, as Sean Conklin's going to go in the mix with James Thurston. This is for position number 2, and James Thurston watching and waiting, but it looks like the wait is over. He's going to be taking the lead with a major move to the apron. No fear for the driver. The 96 cuts the time, and he's going to be on his way, leading over the Alex Anderson machine. And it's going to be a hard task to get through the 67, who's already getting shuffled out of order. And Conklin's going to get by over River Page, Chase Schaefer, and then Sean Rowe, moving past Vincent Guecci. And the leader is now Thursday by almost half a second, as Alex Anderson is still holding on. Let's watch on board with the driver of that 67 machine. As you can see, a lot of movement just around him. The inside line sees a River Page get just by him. And now, the next driver up will be Chase Schaefer, chasing down River Page and Anderson. Anderson on the outside line going to get a monster run there. Great job. But it's not going to be a job that's completed. Big wiggle there from Chase Schaefer. That's going to relegate him to 5th for certain. At least for the time being. And on its way, the 67 machine is. But James Thurston, like a rocket ship tonight, intimidating the field. He's out in front. He doesn't need to intimidate anyone. He just has to keep setting those great laps. As Cormenis and Guecci going to go side by side. That is for position number 7. Anderson going to have a little bit of contact there. It looks like on that front end, fighting with Sean Rowe now for position. It's a hard task for any driver to pass here in IORA. All these drivers evenly matched with these even setups. But when it comes down to it, you got to be the best driver every single night you are asked to race. Being that consistent is an awful challenge for a lot of these guys, and not many are able to be up to the task night after night. Takes a lot from everyone involved. With James Thurston leading the way for the remainder of the field. Braxton Whitaker in 11th right now. Max Molina in 10th. Joseph Armstrong in 9th. Then we see the 8th and 7th battle as Anderson is fading back fast. He's now going to be passed by Sean Rowe. Next up, Cormenis to get by him with a tap to the rear end of the Focus Factor machine. And down to the inside line, out up to the outside line, Alex Anderson is, as he's still fighting with Michael Cormenis. Cormenis going to boot him out of the way, shades of Daniel Hemrick. But this time by, it looks like the Hemrick in this case does not get him at the line. But now Michael Cormenis is in front of Anderson. Guecci going to try to make the same maneuver as he goes down to the apron and gets very squirrely indeed, and he is going to not save it. Not at all. He's going to set it up the track. Nobody collected. Caution's out. That was your caution on full display. And backing it down once again, Vinci Guecci, the sole cause of that one. An unfortunate circumstance. Let's get an instant replay nonetheless. Try to get it from a different angle. How about we go from the onboard camera and see what happened? Goes down to the inside trying to make a move, but it looks like gets a little squirrely. Tries to correct it. Overcorrects. And does it once more. And thankfully nobody involved. But that's all she wrote for the driver of the 09 machine, Guecci, involved in that caution. Nobody else afflicted. And Alexander Belair is going around the track at full pace trying to get his laps back. A lot of time to settle this one. 44 laps out of 100 so far. And led by Balderas. None of them thus far. He led last night in the FORL Cup Series, the Daytona 250 in that league. If he does it again here, would be impressive. He certainly does have some damage on that car. His best lap in this race at 27.925 looks to be off the pace by about 0.4 of a second compared to the remainder of the field. He's going to cut it very close with those lead lap guys. 45 laps throughout of 100. And as we are under yellow, we're going to send you a special message provided by the Highline Racing League, who race later tonight at 9:30 Eastern Seaboard Time. We hope you enjoy this brief presentation. Highline guys dearly for that one. Once again, presented it last night and worth presenting once more. Tonight, it's the Body Shop Night Race at Bristol. It's going to be a great one to watch, and we hope you tune in for it. Half-mile dirt track action brought to you by some of the best on the iRacing service tonight at 9:30 Eastern Seaboard Time. So when this race is over, be sure to remember the next one that we have in just about a half hour's time from this conclusion, because you won't want to miss some of the best dirt racing on iRacing in its entirety. It's always a great show put on by those guys, and we hope you enjoy it. If, of course, you are able to stick around. Thank you all for stopping by tonight. It has been an honor once again to be able to work with you all in presenting this league, and we hope you enjoy as the night continues, and we will get to better and better racing as it goes on. Almost halfway through tonight's event, Thurston, Schaefer, the front row once again, and a lot of different guys are now behind him. Let's see who can survive the test of time here in Phoenix and come out as your race winner. Thurston in the 96. He's got the 3 just beside him on the hood, and the 99. 96 plus 3, of course, 99 is just beside him. Let's see who gets it done. Green again from Phoenix. It's go time for Thurston. And now, just behind him, it is Chase Schaefer. And they're very close to one another. The first opportunity Schaefer has had all night to truly keep up with that driver in the 96 machine as he blinks out for the first time all night. Nose camera here from the driver of the 99 machine. Let's take a lap on board with Schaefer and see how it is. Just behind his rival from tonight's event. And you can see, lunges it big time into the corner, gets a monster entry, and then he's able to pick it back up on the exit, and then he slides it a bit on the exit. That's going to cost him big time, and Thurston going to be able to get the advantageous position as a result, using a much more conservative entry into the corners. Big time wiggle for Sean Conklin. He's going to lose a spot as we speak, but Thurston clearing the remainder of the field in style. And Schaefer is in second. River Page in third. Sean Conklin is in fourth. Big time wiggle. Alex Anderson involved. Looks like we might just have another caution. And yes, we do. Caution flag in effect. Lap 50 of 100. Let's get an instant replay. And this was just a bit before the incident occurred. Going to try to pass it up to a more recent time frame. And as you can see, they were 3 wide in front. Michael Cormetis in the middle, Guecci on the inside, and Sean Rowe on that outside. And this is when it gets troublesome. All 3 drivers seem to have some net code contact. Lyles gets into the driver of Alex Anderson, and it takes off from there. Guecci into Lyles, into Anderson, into Braxton Whitaker. No place to go as Aiden Walker gets it down to a screeching halt. And Alexander Balderas on his way once again, getting some damage repaired and getting them laps back. Running a very, very aggressive approach in regards to cautions, as Chase Schaefer appears to have gone down to the bottom of the chart due to a timing and scoring error. And Balderas is in 10th now. He's joined into the top 10 for the first time all night. Great job from Balderas. Let's see if he can keep it up as the race goes on. James Thurston is your leader. Everyone fakes out on pit road, and it's still led by that 96, having a dominating performance so far. Let's see whether or not he is capable of keeping that performance up, or if it's only so much time, we'll find whether or not he's able to keep it up in its entirety. 52 laps in, though, he's made it more than halfway with a dominating pace. How about it? And a great job overall by the driver of the 99 to keep pace with James Thurston. Been a challenge to do so with 2 laps remaining until we get back to the green flag. And it's been difficult for any driver to keep pace with Thurston, but if there's one driver who's going to be able to do it, it's going to be Chase Schaefer. If not, River Page, who has amazing short run speed, and he's going to take it to the wall. And not sure what's going on there as he's wiggling it about. Going from the outside to the inside, not going to pit road. And nonetheless, your podium place is dominated by the 90s, the 96, the 99, then we got the 24 in third. And let's run through your field as we stated beforehand. Of course, James Thurston, Chase Schaefer, then River Page is in third with Sean Conklin in the fourth spot. Max Molina in position number 5. Rowe in 6th, Cormetis in 7th, Lyles in 8th, Braxton Whitaker in 9th, Aiden Walker 10th, Alexander Balderas in the 11th position, and Alex Anderson, who does not appear to be on the screen right now, is now in 13th. As Vincent Guecci appears to be going side by side with him as we speak. Once again, we are going to be getting back to the action. Geico restart zone. It's green from Phoenix once more, led by James Thurston, as we watch every driver take a miracle leap down to the apron, and it works out for every one of them. Side by side, little bit of contact from Conklin. He's pushing Schaefer to the limit right now, and he's going to move Schaefer all the way up to the edge of the racetrack. Thurston gets another clear advantage. Page up into second as Conklin goes into third. This is how it stacks up, the 96, 24, and 54 now. And Schaefer back into position number 4. And surely, of all drivers, it has been James Thurston putting on a dominating display with 46 laps remaining. The 96 is absolutely the best driver on the racetrack, no matter what anyone else is saying right now, because 20 laps to go. That's when it all comes down to it. He'll have a major gap, of course, if we have a green flag run, and by crunch time, nobody will be able to catch him. 20 laps to go, of course, the final 5th of the race. And that's when it all comes down to it. It's going to be a very aggressive sprint toward the end if those guys, of course, keep up the same pace that they have. And Sean Conklin goes down on the inside line of River Page. James Thurston keeps it together. He's got about a half-second lead in only just about 2 laps of racing. Imagine what he can get done in just about 15 laps. That's going to really set him up for a potential victory, so long as he chooses to use the powers that he has with that drive that he has on the car. Great on entry, great off exit, side by side with Conklin and Page. No contact just yet. Page is going to be sent into the outside line as it's going to be Conklin going down to the inside. Chase Schaefer on that inside line nonetheless. Going to go 3 wide now. Is he going to be able to make the move? It looks like he just might not, but they're 3-4 position number 2, and Schaefer's not letting off. And off rotation, it is the Chase Schaefer machine, watching as doors bang between Conklin and Page. Once more, Conklin certainly looking for an out in this battle. It's 2 RPM machines. Roe Perry Motorsports on the inside line as James Thurston still continues to pull away no matter what's going on behind him. And Conklin watches and waits for an opportunity. The sun is setting in Phoenix, and it's go time for every one of these drivers. Even if it's in the final stretch just yet, you gotta pay attention to everything that you've got. As James Thurston has 42 laps to conclude this race the way he wants to as its victor. Schaefer watching and waiting. The night sky, it is now. And it is here as he's going to go 3 wide with a lot of contact with Sean Conklin. Is he able to keep it together? It looks like he is. But it's going to be a hard task for any driver to keep it together with as much sustained contact as what we've seen out of every driver. The shadows already on the racetrack, although not fully visible. The lights are going to be able to come out in Bristol soon, but now it's Phoenix. We are waiting for Bristol in about an hour's time, but it is already sundown in Phoenix. It's the West Coast swing before we get to the East Coast in tonight's events. As Schaefer still fights hard for third. Page is in second. Lyles side by side there. He's going to get it over Vincent Guecci. Let's ride on board with the driver of that 09 machine and see what he sees as the race goes on. Diving down to that inside line. Looks like he's got a good maneuver. And it's going to stick for Page. Up front, as you can see, he's the furthest driver out on your screen. Thurston hardly out of frame. But in the local standings, of course, relative to Vincent Guecci, he's wiggling quite a bit. Going to be a hard task for him to keep it together safely for the driver of that '09 machine. Conklin leading, not anymore. Now it's Thurston leading, of course, with 39 laps to go. Sean Conklin's around. Big time incident. Sean Rowe's involved. That's going to be another caution. And Conklin appears to be what has started that one. Instant replay on the matter. Let's get through this one and see what happened. And coming off into the front straightaway, gets into the outside wall, almost just loses control, overcorrects, and sends it up. Sean Rowe overcorrects as a result and gets into Michael Cormetis. And those appear to be the only two drivers involved. A near miss on the apron. Everyone else gets through. Balderas gets through. Conklin not able to hit anyone else. He's going to be back on his way. And so is Sean Rowe. They're now 12th and 13th on the charts. And the final drivers in this race. We've had several retirements. So 12th and 13th, the final drivers still on the track. As Thurston leading this one. Page shoots it up high big time. And they're already getting stacked up on pit road. Look at how they're riding the inside line. Bumper to bumper on pit road. Let's see who gets through. And the race off pit road going to be an intense one. No driver out on the racetrack right now. All 13 who are still racing are on pit road getting service. And it looks like the first driver to come out, it's going to be a debate between the guys up front. May it be the Chase Schaefer machine? May it be Michael Cormetis? Looks like it's going to be Thurston over Schaefer, then River Page, then Cormetis, Maximilina, Alex Anderson. Then it's going to be Lyles, then Balderas, then it's going to be Guecci, Walker, and finally it's going to be the driver who sat on pole earlier tonight in Sean Conklin. Sean Rowe next. Braxton Whitaker still on pit road, however, and that's going to be the way pit road stacks up. Winner off pit road, it is James Thurston. Second, though, and the biggest gainer off pit road in this front pack, it's Chase Schaefer. And how about that? Once again, an incredible race being put up together by James Thurston. No competition on the night so far. But Chase Schaefer would love to put an end to the dominance that we have seen out of Thurston. If he's able to do so, going to be an awful lot of a challenge. We will see whether or not he has the pace to put this one together. He's been able to keep up in the short run. The long run is when it matters. And whether or not he's able to be clutch in that time frame, we'll find out. Because that is all that it takes. It's not about every other lap, it's about the last lap. And if you're up front in the last lap, you're set for victory. Pace car is going to be pulling off, and it's going to be one front straightaway before we get back to the action. Let's see who's going to be able to take the lead this time by. Will it be another driver? Will James Thurston continue his dominating streak in this race? It's going to be neck and neck once again coming into the first turn and now the final turn of the racetrack coming to the start-finish line. And here we go again. It is once again coming to the Geico Restart Zone. Green from Phoenix, led by Thurston with a monster shove by River Page on the inside line. Schaefer takes out Thurston. It's going to be another yellow, and that's going to flare the tempers even further. We didn't even make it a second. My apologies. Wow. And those two must be angry. The battle rages on between Schaefer and Thurston. And yet another blow was traded. Wow. Instant replay on the matter. Let's watch the full restart and see what went wrong. Pace car already in by this point, and it all goes wrong at the start-finish line directly. Geico restart zone, and they passed it, and this is when the green flag went out. And here we go, double file, and River Page gets a monster shove on Thurston, and Schaefer not happy about that at all, tries to cut down on Page, gets it to River, but River gets out of it cleanly. Thurston and Schaefer, however, get the worst of it. Thurston actually does get some damage, Not much, minor contact, maybe cosmetic, but Schaefer gets the worst of it in terms of reputation, and that's going to be another incident between those two drivers in the past 2 days. How about it? They're 12th and 11th, with Thurston in 11th and Schaefer in 12th. River Page is your new race leader, and we just cut away from an incident between those two. It looks like they all came into each other. Brake check there from Thurston. They're not happy at all. River is your leader, and he gets out scot-free in spite of the fact he was turned in on. How about it? And River Page, the major beneficiary, and tempers must be flaring in a voice chat. An impressive job from River to get out of it. Michael Cormetis now in prime position to perhaps take a shock victory, if of course the two drivers in Thurston and Schaefer aren't able to get out of it themselves. Whether or not they're able to, time will tell with 31 laps to go. Who's going to be able to settle this victory amongst themselves? We will find out. Ed Schaefer was dominating this race alongside James Thurston. We're both impacted. And it's now a double file ordeal once again. Let's get back to the green flag action. And the pace car going to be off again. Now it's the pace truck, of course. River Page hoping not to replicate that restart. That's the shortest yellow, or rather the shortest distance before yellow that we had all season long. And we didn't even get to the first turn. Thurston, Schaefer, they're lying back. But it's Page and Cormetis on the front row for the first time tonight. And here we go. Geico restart zone once more. We are green from Phoenix. And it's a shocking top 6. Balderas appears to be in the top 5 for the first time tonight. He's running that high line. And here we go, led by Page. Guecci comes into the frame. And it's the 09 and the 24 as everyone stacks up. And Thurston, not happy with Schaefer, gonna cut him no room right now. Schaefer gonna tweak the direction of the car and send it into the wall, intimidated by that 96 machine. James Thurston ready to start the warpath to get up front in this race. Page leading now with a dominating factor over Michael Cormetis as Guecci gonna have a slight incident there, just a bit of a moment. As no, Thurston's gonna get into the wall there, and he's gonna be out of room, and he's gonna be backing down. Now he's gonna have to let Sean Rowe through and Braxton Whitaker. So long as Whitaker and Thurston, Guecci's gonna have a big amount of tire smoke. Cormetis looks like he's gonna save it there. Yet another incident that we're gonna avoid. Almost 3 wide calamity. But Thurston, damage. He's running out of room. Conklin and Lyles are 1-2. Lyles looking for yet another strong run on the season. 28 laps to conclude this one. Alexander Balderas on pace, looking for 4th in position. An incredible job for Balderas. He was laps down. He was 5 laps down to start this race. He's now in position number 5, going for position number 4. He's backing it down, and look at him go. Guecci gonna lose the spot to Balderas, and he's looking for the top 3 now. River Page in 3rd, Lyles 2nd, and it's Sean Conklin in position number 1. Lyles in 2nd right now, runner-up spot, but it looks like Conklin is running away. And for the first time tonight, Conklin showing the dominating speed, as it looks like Balderas is going to be chased up the racetrack sideways, and he saves it. And there we go. Balderas going to lose all the spots that he gained as Schaefer comes back into the mix. Braxton Whitaker gets into Schaefer. 2 cars in the wall. Not sure if that's going to be a caution, but Whitaker gets into both of them. No caution out. And not sure who Balderas is going to be upset at. He's going to touch Schaefer, and he's going to go almost around. Saves it. And rule number 1 of stock car racing is if you're going to wreck someone, try not to wreck yourself. Schaefer gets the better of it compared to Balderas, and Whitaker gets the best of it even if he touched both. 25 laps to go. It's the Lyles and Conklin show. Conklin in the wall there. That might just change things. An incredible job for these guys that we did not expect to see up front. Well, they are up front. 25 to go. We got another yellow. And once again, the 56 machine out in front. First time we've seen him out front since Daytona. And Sean Conklin, 24 laps to go. He's the race leader. River Page going down on pit road. The remainder of the field is as well. Conklin gonna slice in. This is the final time everyone gets to battle on pit road, hopefully, before we get to the remainder of this race. 24 laps, and we've had north of 10 cautions over the span of 77 laps. The average green flag run in this race has been just north of 7 laps in total. So let's see whether or not we get that longest run on the final run to determine your race winner. Everyone backing it down on pit road. And it's led once more by Sean Conklin. Taking the right sides, or rather the left sides. Now on to the right sides. It looks like they're all on their way. It's going to be Conklin. Then it's going to be Lyles. Then it's going to be Thurston as Schaefer comes out with Cormetis, Aiden Walker as well. A few drivers have not come out just yet. Alexander Baldera is going to have to get some damage repair following his multi-car incident with Braxton Whitaker and the driver of the 99 and Chase Schaefer. Guecci on his way now. Got some damage in that previous run and 23 laps to settle it. Anderson out on his way. Max Molina going to be the next man up as Conklin leads him far and away. But now it's a near and dear lead over Corey Lyles. 23 laps to go. And our track cams 22 crank it up has been postponed. But as it stands, it is going to be 22 laps to go as the drivers cross the start-finish line now. And that they have. Track cams for Gormans, trackcams22.com, the best cameras on the iRacing service. If you want to improve your experience on the platform, they are the cameras to use, and we hope you enjoy their product as much as we enjoy using it. Best onboard cameras, best track cameras for a broadcast, and as a result, continuing to deliver the optimal viewing experience. It's track cams for Gormans, and when we get back to the green flag racing, we'll immediately be sending it to a crank it up, no commentary, full-on viewing experience, and almost time to get back to the uninterrupted viewing experience we will present. It's going to be Sean Conklin leading the way. Corey Lyles on the outside line. River Page is sliding back and forth trying to get the tires warmed up. And the sun has set in Phoenix. 22 laps to go, heading to 21. It is once more green flag from Phoenix. Let's get back to the action and let's crank it up. Powered by trackcams22.com. It looks like we have a major incident on the racetrack. Michael Cormetis around. That's going to put an end to our crank it up. 20 laps to go. Yet another caution and a premature end to our presentation. As you saw, Michael Cormetis went around on your screen. Let's get a replay and see what happened. 3 wide it appeared with Thurston and Corey Lyles. Thurston gets into Cormetis. Just a bit of net code there. Might have started the incident. Whitaker drifting in the back of your screen. 19 laps to go. And with that, Thurston gonna leave Cormetis, no room. Lyles gets into Cormetis. Cormetis drifts up, gets into the 56 machine, goes back down. No, he's gonna go back into Lyles, then bounces as Vincent Guecci gonna go around and get into Max Molina there, and that was a wreck caused by a reaction. Max Molina gonna be able to get through unscathed. Braxton Whitaker caught up in that one. No place to go as Guecci already towed it by the time that Cormetis got to a spot that he was at. And the Red Bull machine not having a great night, once again involved in an incident. And Sean Conklin still leading over River Page. These two are the safety net as the two dominating drivers are now back again, third and fourth, and they've already wrecked each other once tonight. Thurston and Schaefer carrying the bad blood that came out of last night's Thunderstorm League of Racing All-Star race. And it looks like these two All-Stars are throwing all the punches they have against one another. And hopefully, it won't impact another driver. But as it stands, nobody coming down onto pit road once again. We might get a shortened caution as a result of not only the frequency of cautions, 83 laps in. This is, I believe, our 11th or 12th caution of the night. But also, due to the fact we have now just north of 10 drivers on the track. We have 11 drivers, now 12 drivers on the track as Alexander Balderas hits the wall trying to get a lap back, and that's going to be terrible. He's Ross Chastaning it right now, trying to get some time. I'm not sure if that's going to help him, because he now has damage once again, the very thing he went laps down for, repairing damage. It's caused him to get another pair of skid marks as he puts it into the wall once again. He's looking for laps, but this won't get him any competitive position. And he's ran as high as 4th position tonight, and looking to put himself in a better place for the remainder of the night. 17 laps left. Doesn't look like he'll be able to do so. He's still 3 laps down. And with the exception of perhaps another major wreck, 17 laps doesn't leave a lot of time to see one. As the pace truck dives in once more, it's Conklin and River Page with Schaefer and James Thurston just behind him. Now. It's going to be 16 laps to go as the drivers come to the Geico restart zone, and they are green again from Phoenix, perhaps for the last time in this night. Big time move to the inside line for the driver, the 54 machine. Chase Schaefer going to go to the high side, and it looks like in a 3-wide move, he's going to be able to take the lead. What was that?
The yellow flag
flag's out, but I don't think he touched anything. Unbelievable. Chase Schaefer just got hit by nothing and got wrecked from the lead. Instant replay. Let's try to find out what happened, because it looks like he was next to nobody. And Schaefer placed his car perfectly. And this is when it gets interesting. You can see right here, his rear end kicks out with no driver next to him. Conklin going down to the inside line. Schaefer has his own line, and it kicks out, and it almost looks like contact. We're going to have to find out from the interior view, because that generally looks like what happens when contact is made. Although it doesn't appear that anything happened until he felt the force. It did not slide out from his perspective. The rear end got kicked out, perhaps by contact, but unbelievable. He was near absolutely nobody. And that takes out both Page and Schaefer, leaving James Thurston to fight with Sean Conklin another day. Unbelievable circumstance. Sean Conklin watching and waiting as Jay Schaefer gonna fall down the pylon. And that might be the end to his night. It looks like he actually came down pit road on his own, impressively, able to do so with all the damage he has. But that's going to take him out of winning contention. It's now Sean Conklin against James Thurston. Lap 87 of 100. And 14 laps to go. Yet another caution. Almost unpredictable how many we're going to be able to get. And 2 laps to go. Alexander Balderas getting more damage repaired. 2 laps down he is. With 14 laps left, it looks like he'll be able to do just that and get on to the lead lap for the first time in quite some time. And perhaps we'll see him contending once more. With all the incidents that we've had, a damaged car might be able to last in this field. And the 95 car now only 1 down, as it is double file here in Phoenix, but only partially. Not sure whether or not we're going to shorten the caution as a result of that. But if we do, it'll be incredible to watch. A 13-lap sprint to the finish. But as it stands, it might just be broken up by 2 or 3 more yellows. because that's the way this race has gone. Yet another very short run. It was about a 3-lap run in green flag pace to determine who's going to be able to lead it once again. Yet another restart as River Page is going to fly by. Chase Schaefer looks to not be on the racetrack just yet. You can see that he's still moving his steering wheel, but he has not made any move on the track in quite a while. He's already a lap down. He's going to go now 2 laps down. It looks like his River Page is going to be able to get all his damage completed. And the Rope Harry Motorsports machine playing the night perfectly, getting up there on strategy on other people's misfortune. And now with 12 laps to go, Sean Conklin still leading the remainder of the field. Our pole sitter looking to get it done overall. Not a dominating night for our pole sitter, but nonetheless, he's out front and he's looking to show that he has something to prove, as River Page is going to soar on by, trying to get back into the lead pack. He's now on the lead lap. He's going to have to get back in front if he wants a chance at the victory. And the pace truck going to come down early, perhaps the earliest exit for a pace truck on iRacing. Coming down on the back straightaway before we get to the minor front straightaway that has your start-finish line. The longest stretch on the racetrack, just about a third of a mile long. This 1 mile and 1 mile in its entirety, Phoenix Raceway is. And it's been conquered by many drivers in IORA before. Who's going to conquer it this time by? We're just going to have to wait and see. Rope Harry Motorsports leading the way with Sean Conklin green again. Now it's going to be an 11-lap dash to the finish, 11 miles to settle this race. 3, almost 4 wide in the back of the pack. No contact so far. Everyone gets through. Chase Schaefer 2 laps down is going to be the tail end of this one. And Corey Lyles goes double file with Alexander Balderas. Balderas holding in strong with the damaged car. In 9th right now. Schaefer puts it into the wall once more. Looks like his car is running out of steam very late in this one. Conklin leads them down to 10 laps to go. Double digits for the final time tonight. Thurston in 2nd, Aiden Walker in 3rd, and Alex Anderson in 4th as Cormetis goes side by side with Sean Rowe as we are approaching the final segment of this race. Conklin on 1 lap newer tires than the remainder of the field, with the exception of Corey Lyles and Max Molina. And those laps are paying off for Conklin. The advantage he has on tires seems to be perfect for him. And Conklin leading the single file train just behind him in Thurston. Walker, Cormetis, Anderson, Sean Rowe, and Corey Lyles. And Max Molina in position number 8. Braxton Whitaker 9th and Alexander Balderas in 10th. And followed by River Page in position number 11. Chase Schaefer in 12th, and Sean Conklin still leading as Alex Anderson's going to brush the wall big time, and he's going to be out of winning contention if they don't throw a caution for it, and it looks like they won't with 8 laps left. No, Sean Rowe's going to be in the wall as well. Nothing comes of it though, and it looks like it's still on its way for the driver, the 19 machine.
Yellow flag is out.
Yellow flag's out once again, and that was for Sean Rowe. Let's get a 30-second replay and see what happened. By this point, it was Sean Rowe having a move be placed on him on the inside of his car, the 19 machine. Alex Anderson already totaled. And look at that. Looks like he just turned in as well. Similar fashion to Chase Schaefer. He loses it there, and inexplicable. I'm not sure if that's contact through netcode. Once again, but destroys an axle on that car, and he's going to bring it down to pit road, and that's going to send us to yet another yellow. It's going to be just about a 3-lap race to the finish, as we're finally going to be able to conclude this one with a very, very short green flag dash, a 5-lap green flag segment once again, and this race has been broken into just about 20 miniature races with all the yellow flags that we've had. And how about that for every one of these drivers? James Thurston in 2nd, as it looks like Sean Conklin going to fake out the field, and he's not going to go on pit road. Alex Anderson and Braxton Whitaker, they will. We're leaving now a 6-car group on the field. And now it's going to be the remainder of them coming down on pit road trying to get something to happen. Chase Schaefer making up his laps. And it looks like he will not be coming down pit road for the sake of saving time. He's got newer tires compared to the remainder of the field who has not come down pit road. And this will put him in a better spot by far. It should put him now. It appears, as a matter of fact, according to timing and scoring, he should be all the way up in 10th. Looking to gain up to another 3 spots or so. That should put him up into 7th. As River Page coming off of pit road
Green
right
flag,
now.
green flag.
Green flag is out according to timing and scoring. Here we go again. Sean Conklin's got another run, and this is the restart. And once again, it's going to be a 5-lap dash to conclude it. Cormenes down to the inside on. No, we're going to have another spin. Once again, an incident. Cautions out. Sean Rowe wrecks, and we're sending this one into overtime. My goodness. And we're getting close to 20 cautions on the night. Let's get a replay. And as you could see, Sean Rowe making an aggressive maneuver very early on. It's about 3 wide throughout the entire field. Backs it down to the inside line. And Anderson goes to the inside line entirely, but nobody seems to mention that. As it looks like Rowe gets into Schaefer, gets into Molina. And nobody else is going to be afflicted as, unfortunately, as the driver who involved himself in the first place, and that was Sean Rowe. Schaefer gets up to 5th, as a matter of fact, using that high line, so it was actually used to his advantage. And that places him in a much better spot than where he was before. Conklin is your race leader after 97 laps. This one's going to be over 100 at the tail end of it. Cormenes 3rd, Aiden Walker in 4th, and Chase Schaefer rounds out your fastest of 5. And it looks like double file once again. This will be a shortened restart. And now it's time to see who's got anything left in the tank. It's going to be still a 100-lap dash due to the shortened restart. Not sure, as a matter of fact, this will count as an overtime restart, but it's a green-white checkered to get us to that 100-lap limit. And we're going to hit that bubble at the tail end of it all. Backing it down to the inside line. And here we go again. Conklin inside, James Thurston on the outside, and we will be getting to the action once more. The 54 and the 96, your pole sitter and race dominator side by side. Let's see who has anything in store for each other. For the final time in regular green flag competition, first overtime of the night, we are green, and it's a monster start there by Sean Conklin. Here we go again, the inside line gets an amazing restart, and Schaefer is now making the aggressive maneuver on the inside line with the remainder of it, as Conklin leads over Thurston, and Cormenes makes the move. Michael Cormenes goes to the lead with now just about a lap and a half to go. This is intense. And Conklin watching and waiting as Thurston gets a defensive maneuver placed on him. This is the 1 lap to go stretch. Final lap. It's official from here on out. Everything done from here will conclude the race. Whichever flag we get, checkered or yellow. Let's see what's going to decide it. No! Conklin's going to get right into Cormenes and Thurston. Now it's going to be Sean Conklin leading. The remainder of the field is in shambles. Everyone wrecks. And it's fitting, that's the way it ended. Unfortunately, Sean Conklin converts pole to victory and gets it over the remainder of the field. No competition at the end. Braxton Whitaker finishes 3rd and Corey Lyles finishes 2nd. What a race. And what a moment for Sean Conklin. He gets it done once again. Wow. And everything blacks out for just a moment. There are apologies. My goodness, that is a performance of a lifetime for Sean Conklin to get it done like that. And we're going to watch a replay because he got the, not the short end of the stick. Everyone else got the short end of the stick. Everyone else wrecked, for that matter. And let's send it back a minute to see what happened. because everyone wrecked just beside him, and actually it was him who placed the maneuver, and a lot of drivers are not going to be happy about this because it was, of course, Sean Conklin who placed the move to dump Michael Cormetis at the tail end of this race. Let's watch it again. Gets into the Cormetis and gets into Thurston, and this is when it becomes everyone's issue. This is from the tail end of the field. Let's watch who gets involved and who doesn't. Lyle's going to watch and wait. Aiden Walker goes around. Chase Shaver going to be touched by James Thurston. Aiden Walker gets the impact there. Corey Lyles as well. And the remainder of the field, Rex Anderson involved. Max Molina gets involved through netcode. Chase Schaefer wiggling. Alexander Balderas going to have to get through it. And everyone involved at the end. Schaefer puts a punt. And it looks like it's going to be a double pass there by Rowe to get by Balderas. But Conklin is your race winner. And pulling up to him is the driver, the 95, in Alexander Balderas. What a performance. And what a race. Sean Conklin to get the victory here tonight. Incredible job. And how about it for the driver of the 54 machine? And he's going to park it in victory lane now, as a matter of fact. And there he has it. And that is going to conclude the race. And your winner at the end of it all is the driver of that 54 machine in Sean Conklin. We're going to get our winner's interview, and then we're going to have to unfortunately cut it at that point. And how about it for the driver of the 54 machine? Actually, we're going to try to get all of our podium guys in a short, rapid-fire session. How about that, Sean Conklin, your fourth win of the season and first with the Next Gens, my apologies. How are you feeling after that one?
Honestly, that whole race was chaos and didn't go the way I expected. I've been running officials all week, and I have an open setup, and the difference between the open setup and the baseline set is crazy. It feels like you're driving a new car, so I just really couldn't adjust all race, and I was just trying to do my best, and had a couple times where I just couldn't hold on. And I got into Cormetis there at the end, but I mean, he drove me all the way up the track the lap before. So honestly, when I dove it in on the last lap to Cormetis, I was gonna try to bump him, actually get him back on the bumper like he did to me. But the car went way down low all the way to the yellow line, and I wasn't gonna be able to back out of that. So yeah, it was like a chaotic race, so hopefully next week will be better.
Absolutely, and thank you for the summary of your thoughts. How are you feeling? Nashville Fairgrounds next week. Are you anticipating that race, and what's the next move to prepare for the remainder of the season?
No. Well, I'm just gonna say this now. Don't expect me to be in victory lane next week. I hate that track.
Not a lot of confidence with the remainder of the season. You got 4 wins racked up right now. How are you feeling in your championship chances?
Pretty good. Hopefully that boosted us farther in points. Just so we can confirm the lead of the championship, and hopefully we can stick with it.
Absolutely. Championship leader and looking for more. Sean Conklin, the 54 machine, gets it done. Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
And how about we get to our driver who finished in second here tonight, Corey Lyles, runner-up. How are you feeling after that race?
Surprised. Wasn't expecting a top 2. All I can say is that they wrecked each other, and I somehow made it through.
And that appears to be the name of the game here tonight. A lot of chaos. How are you feeling about how chaotic that race was? And how was strategy afflicted as the race continued to be series of short segments night after, well, of course, only one night, but lap after lap?
Yeah, I mean, that was just a lot. It got crazy at the end. I mean, it was decent throughout the whole race, but I mean, it just got really crazy at the end. I had no strategy. I was 3 laps down for most of the race because of the incident on lap 11. So, yeah, no strategy.
Well, it looks like no strategy at all, but looking forward to the remainder of the season. I believe Nashville Fairgrounds is next week. How are you feeling going into that?
I feel pretty good about it. I'm usually good there, so I don't know. I'll have to see it.
Well, great to hear for the driver of the 56 machine, Corey Lyles, backing up a series of strong runs with a runner-up, solidifying his place as a championship contender. How about that? Thank you for your time, and we hope you continue to race at the same level as the weeks goes on. Thank you.
Yep, no problem.
And how about that for Corey Lyles? And now our final driver in the podium procedure, and that was Braxton Whitaker getting it done in third tonight. How are you feeling after that one?
I'm honestly feeling really good about it. To be honest with you, the way I ran like the entire race, I did not deserve that win. But I definitely think that I was able to avoid that wreck and just drive through everybody and was able to get my first top 3 in probably over a year. So I'm pretty excited.
Absolutely a very strong run tonight, and we saw your move to avoid all the carnage. It was a very chaotic race, and how did strategy get afflicted for you as the race was continually interrupted by yellows?
Yeah, I was getting ran into multiple times, ended up using both of my faster pairs, but ended up going my way at the end, and I'm glad I got top 3. Yeah, I'm just pretty happy right now.
Absolutely. Looking to carry the momentum into the Nashville Fairgrounds next week. How are you feeling going to that one?
Honestly, I think that's going to be more of a wreck fest than this week. So, y'all get ready. It's going to be definitely an interesting race. I'm excited, but I'm just going to save my faster pairs and avoid all the wrecks if possible.
Absolutely. The driver of the 51 machine, Braxton Whitaker. Any final thoughts before we leave this off?
I know my grandparents are watching this right now, so I just want to give out a shout out to them. Them supporting me in this league. I just want to thank them for watching the stream and things like that. And excited for next week.
Absolutely. Braxton Whitaker, thank you for your time, and thank you once again for stopping by. Podium places, that is all. Third for the driver of the 51.
Yeah, thank you.
And there we have it. We're going to get to your race results right now, and let's see how everyone finished in this event. 19 cars attempted, and I believe we had 18 cars go through with the race. I believe only one driver parked it immediately. And let's find out who that driver was. And let's get your result page open right now. It's Sean Conklin qualifying first with Corey Lyles in second and Braxton Whitaker in third. Then it's Sean Rowe, Alexander Balderas, Chase Shaver, Michael Kremenis, River Page, and Alex Anderson with Aiden Walker rounding out your top 10, and Max Molina in 11th. James Thurston, 12th, one lap down, and Vince Gucci in 13th. Was a 20-lap down driver, and this is the remainder of the field that was retirees. Joseph Armstrong, Heather Cameron, John Smith, Jackson Carr, and finally Cooper Nash, who attempted the race but did not complete one lap. All are registered as entrants, and we thank you all for stopping by for tonight's event. We're looking forward to the next one, which will be getting underway in 7 minutes' time. We're going to make the switch over to the Highline Racing League in Bristol here tonight, so we hope you enjoy that because we're going to get to it in just a moment's notice. Thank you all for stopping by tonight. We're not done. We'll see you in 7 minutes on the Fireball Talks NASCAR YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you know when we'll be live next. But we're going to be live in just a few minutes. Sit on the channel page. Wait. We'll be back. We hope you enjoyed tonight. We're not done yet, but thank you all for stopping by nonetheless. We hope you have a great night.